I played Little League Baseball, and, we used to make fun of just the players who weren't that good. And so how difficult was it for you with the physical handicap walking out onto a field and dealing with, kids can be brutal at times. I mean, I have a daughter in high school, and, I deal with it every day. How tough is it? How tough was it for you to try to do what you love, not only with the physical handicap, but dealing with the ridicule and everybody looking down on you because of it?
Yeah. Kids can be tough. There's no question about it. And, I was called a lot of different names. Little League, there were a few teams who tried to bunt maybe a little bit more than usual, try to see if I could field the ball, make the play at first base. I like to joke that I threw every one of those girls out.
Good job.
But, it's definitely something that makes you feel different, makes you feel a part. But I was fortunate. I had baseball as an outlet. And if there were people who made you feel a little bit different, you could grind back just a little bit harder and throw the ball and prove yourself. And baseball was such a great outlet for me in that way.
And when did you first realize, and people close to you, that you were throwing that baseball with a little more pace than the average person? When did someone first walk up to you and go, "Hey, Jim, you may have a future in this sport here"?
Well, it was funny. I think the first article that was ever written about me was my hometown paper, the Flint Journal. A writer named Chuck Johnson showed up to one of the games, and it came out this little piece on a Sunday. It was titled "Jimmy Abbott Special in More Ways Than One." And I think my parents, it was the first time they kind of thought, "Hey, he plays baseball."
Right, yeah.
And from there I started to feel like I could compete. But honestly, it wasn't about a future. It was, how can I make the next team? How can I make the middle school team? How can I make the varsity team? And then sort of enjoying that. And then looking at can I play college baseball at the University of Michigan? Are you kidding? That was my dream come true. And then doing well there, and then the United States teams. And then after playing with those guys in the United States teams, Tino Martinez and Robin Ventura, Greg Olson,
And McDonald on one of those
Ben
teams
McDonald,
too.
all those guys. That's when I first started thinking, well, hey, if they're going to get a shot, why can't I? And that's when the major leagues actually came into my sight.
Now, you started at the major leagues with no minor league experience, right? Didn't you go right to the majors, or a very brief stay in the minor leagues?
I went directly to the major league.
Right, and came up with a very good team at that time, the California Angels. So just take us through that experience, walking right in from Michigan. Yeah, you were an Olympian, but here it is, it's the big leagues, and I'm not playing for the slouches of the American League West. We're competing for a pennant here, and I'm going to be a very important part of what we're trying to achieve here.
No, absolutely. I laugh, Bob. I look back on it because my last amateur baseball game was the Olympic gold medal game in Seoul, Korea. And we won. We beat Japan 5-3. There was this incredible celebration with all these guys, right? And it was amateur baseball at its best. It was like we were hugging, celebrating, going crazy. All we cared about was winning for the USA. And I went to spring training the following year, made the team, and my first game in the big leagues, I'm sitting there in the dugout with the Angels, big smile on my face, Nike cleats, they're paying me to wear them, and all the Gatorade I can drink, and,
Right.
and bubble gum. And we start losing the game, and we're losing by a little bit more. Finally, by the end of the game, the White Sox are blowing us off the field. And one of our veteran pitchers, Bob McClure, drills a guy in the back in this blowout game. All of a sudden, my first game in the big leagues, we're in a bench clearing brawl. And my manager's out in the middle of it throwing haymakers, and I'm